Welcome to Kusafiri, and we're going to show you how to make a lantern of an African scene ready for your night under the stars. First of all, you're going to need a container which light can pass through. So it can be glass or plastic, but as you can see I'm using an old coffee jar here. Next you'll need some tissue paper or crepe paper, and you want them preferably in colours of a sunset, so yellow, orange or red. I'm going to use a base layer of yellow and moving on to orange. By rolling the jam jar along the bottom of the paper, you can guess how much you need. You can make a mark or use some scissors, roll it back out and then cut it out. So you'll end up with a strip like this, which will be ready to go around your jar. Before I actually put it round the jar, I'm going to need to cut out some more layers of tissue paper. So I'm moving on to orange here. So lay your first layer over the top. You can draw around it and then cut it out so that you'll end up with 3 layers of paper, like so. Next, we can start sticking. So to stick your paper onto your jar, we're going to start with the base layer. You'll just need a glue stick, and you basically just put glue all over the jar. With the glue all over your jar, you then just place the jar onto the paper and roll it along. Smooth it down and your paper should stick nicely. That's your base layer. The other 2 layers we're now going to actually cut out. So first of all, you need to draw a line, and this is going to be like hills on your first layer. So it's very rough, it doesn't have to be neat or anything like that, and we're just going to draw hills. Then place your next layer over the top, and we're going to draw some more hills, but not as high this time. So now we have to cut those out. So you should have 2 pieces cut out. Your larger piece is the next piece to be glued onto your jar. So this time, just place the glue onto your larger piece. As you can see, you don't have to be neat and tidy. Just try and get the glue onto the paper. And then once again, you're rolling your jar onto it. Smooth it down. That's your second layer done. With our third layer, we are going to be putting on our African scene here. So using the silhouettes that we sent to you, this is the really good part. We're now going to be placing our tissue paper over the silhouettes and drawing out the silhouettes. So as you can see, I've done a tree there and an elephant. So I can decide what I want next. perhaps I would like a giraffe. So this is the nice thing about it. You can position these animals wherever you like, and then you just draw out your giraffe, being very careful just to go around the edges. But don't be too worried if you make a mistake, because this is a silhouette at the end of the day. I use a biro because it just gives you that little bit more ease to go around the silhouette. So as you can see, I've gone round the giraffe there. When you come to actually fill it in, you can use the biro. It's a little bit hard work, but you can use a black felt tip, but you must put something underneath the black felt tip as it goes straight through the tissue paper. I've got a thinner one here, and as you can see, you just then go around the outside and then just fill it in, and it makes a beautiful silhouette for your lantern. So this is just so you keep on going around the outside. Try to keep in the lines as much as possible. So using a thinner one like this, you can just fill it in. You could use a thicker one, but some, as you can see, it does go through. If you use some thicker felt tips, you might find they spread. So just be careful for the finer details. But filling in large areas like this, you can use the thicker one, but just be careful near the edges because it will spread out. But that does fill things in bigger. Better maybe on the trees to make the trees. And as I say, it doesn't matter if you go over the edge a little bit on the trees, because these could be branches and leaves and everything. So you continue to do that until you have a strip like that. So once you've got your strip of your silhouette animals and trees, we've basically just got to glue it onto the lantern now. So apply your glue to the back of your strip. Just be careful with tissue paper, it does rip quite easily. Just do it as best you can, making sure the edges get a good glue. And then once again, we're going to roll it onto our lantern. So as you can see, you've been doing a layering effect, so hopefully that will come out when we put the lights inside. So as you can see, the glue takes quite nicely, just the normal glue stick. And there you have your lantern all ready to light. So we suggest to light it by using the battery operated tea lights for safety. If you are an adult, you may use a normal candle, but we suggest that these are far safer. So all you do now is pop your light on, open your jar, drop it in, and you now have your African lantern. Thank you and goodbye from Kusafiri.